Hey, what's up, guys? As promised last week, I'm gonna need to try to look right in the little dot here. But as promised last week, mentioned if you had watched the live or the replay, so I would be on a couple times, or at least try to make a stronger effort coming on live right here on the personal profile page. Of course, many of you know, most of you know, if you're all befriending me, should know, strong passion for fitness, uh, fitness, journey and path, um, fitness, staying active, being healthy, and everything. And so I want to kind of give a little rant, if you will, a little rant or a belief. By the way, I'm just over here eating my salad here. What do I got here? Like a Southwest salad. I'm not crazy about this dressing. I might switch up the dressing, but that's what I'm eating right now. Got a little bit of time though for this rant that I wanna mention, because I don't know. I've just been over the years just getting more and more kind of ticked off, if you will, how our traditional medical practices always want to, put a band-aid over something and never really diagnose or fix the root cause. And to give kind of like a little bit background of my medical experiences or past, if you will, I grew up pretty sickly. I mean, I didn't have like major diseases or anything, but from as early as I could remember, or my mom telling me, 3, 4 years old, having to be admitted to the hospital for a couple of days for pneumonia. That was like the start, and then on a pretty regular basis, I remember just about every single year being sick, and sick for a big stretch of time. I'm talking about, from middle of October, and I grew up north in the Cleveland area in Ohio, and I would be sick from like middle of October through middle of April, and be nonstop. And I'd have the chronic, the bronchitis, the bronchial infections. I'd have pneumonia. I mean, I had probably 4, 5, 6 times bouts with pneumonia by the time I graduated, high school. I mean, it was ridiculous. My friends, I mean, I'm always holding a Kleenex to my nose, or it was just looking gross and disgusting. And my friends would be like, "Yo, John, man, you are always sick, man. You are always sick." And I was just like, man, I'd be sitting there miserable, like just runny nose. That was the worst. Runny nose, the worst. I mean, just having to be out in public and school, and I mean, none of those Kleenexes could hold the drainage that was coming down. It was just gross and just miserable. Just miserable for October to April, pretty much every single year. I'm sipping on the Theraflu. I'm getting the antibiotics. I'm getting every medicine, every NyQuil, imaginable. And so this went on every year. And then I got into 20s. I moved, and the move, I think kind of helped a little bit. And I remember coming when I first moved down to Texas. Saw a doctor, and he had asked about kind of the time frame and when it happened. He said, well, okay, it sounds like an allergy. Like an allergy is triggering your sinuses from this time to this time, or this month to this month. So I was prescribed to take an allergy pill, and I would take the allergy pill. I think he recommended like when this month happened, or when this month, when this started, take this allergy pill on a daily basis to kind of, I don't know, be ahead of the game, if you will, and just keep it nipped in the bud. So I did that for a couple years going forward, and seemed to, do better. It seemed to work, and I would, of course, get off if I was fine, and then if it started back up with allergies, I'd get back on. So from his perspective, I was getting real sick, all these colds and everything I was getting from when I was living up north, I was getting it caused from an allergy. Okay, it makes sense, and still, I don't know, I think it still kind of does make sense if you because my view on colds and whatnot is changed in any ways throughout the years. And what I'm going to kind of talk about is a story that kind of ties my thinking or theory kind of together here. And so you fast forward a few years, and I go through this one summer where at the time, I wasn't taking an allergy pill. I think I was trying not to. I'm always trying. I'm never, like, even in my background of always being sick, I never believed on relying on the antibiotics. I never believed in relying on NyQuils and, all these things in the, all these things in the cabinet. I didn't believe in it. I wanted to not take those things as much as possible. And yes, I was staying, pretty fit. I was, good shape and those kinds of things. But I was more into the vitamins. I wanted to take vitamins, supplements versus taking medicine. And same thing with the allergy pills. Like, okay, yeah, it's working a little bit, it's nipping in the bud, but I'm like, if I don't have to take it, if I can, really, tough things out, so to speak, and go through things, maybe get more adapted, more used to it, then that's the route I would try to go. So you fast forward a few years, and I think I was like in a period where I wasn't taking the allergy pills either at all or as much during probably this 1 to 2 year window, a couple year window here when this situation happened. So this summer, it's probably like, I don't know, 13, 14 years ago now, but this summer starts and I have, a really kind of nauseous feeling, like stomach wise, and almost like a flu-like feeling, I guess, and it would just be there and kind of stagnant. It would be kind of like stagnant. It wouldn't be too strong. It would kind of just be there, present for a few hours, and then it go away, just kind of go away. And that would happen, like, let's say, for example, that had happened Monday, okay? So it would be gone by Tuesday, go a week around the same time. Like, Monday, a week passes, it's come like Monday, Tuesday, the next week, I start getting the same feeling again. Okay, this is weird. Getting the same feeling. And then I say, okay, tell my wife, everything, to see how it goes. And at this time, I wasn't, again, I try not to take anything if I can possibly, if I can stand it, if I can fight through it, that's what I do. I don't take anything. So, goes away the next day, go through another week, happens again. I don't know, it's like maybe Tuesday, Wednesday. I mean, it might, a day or two off. It wasn't exact, every Monday or every Tuesday, but during a week's time, this feeling of nauseous and just stomach kind of turning and being in knots and everything. And I'm like, dude, this is the third week in a row now. I need to check this out a little bit more, kind of investigate things a little bit more. So what I did is started, writing down everything I ate. Okay, I'd write everything thing I ate, and then I would kind of keep track of how my stomach, how it would feel after eating certain things. And I knew certain things might trigger some responses. Let me, pay extra close attention to acidic, things, or the spaghetti sauce, maybe coffee, so I would, barbecue sauces and condiments. So I'm paying attention to what I'm putting on and everything too. And so I am just, keeping track. Lo and behold, again, week passes, goes, it's on, it happens again. And I'm like looking at my, journal, looking at, everything. What did I have the day before? Maybe it was the spaghetti I had. Okay, let me not have that. Okay, for this next week. So go through another week. Now this is the 4th week. I go through another week, and I lost track of how many weeks. I'm not gonna give you an exact amount of weeks, but I know for sure this is the 4th week. Go through another week, keeping track. Took out the spaghetti sauce. Happens again. This is crazy. Okay, taking off these items, whatever I had last to eat. Go through another week. Happens again, and happens again, and just the weeks keep going, and it keeps on happening. And I want to say it was kind of getting annoying. Well, obviously it was getting annoying. It was getting a little bit worse though. I was starting to develop a cough. Kind of and it started becoming really bothersome. And we're going into maybe the 3rd month in the summer now, because this started back in the first week or 2 of June. Pretty sure it was the first week, but first two weeks of June, and now we're in the first couple weeks of August. My wife had mentioned, you've tried almost everything else, but, and I know you're not trying to, do with medicine, because I had, already, again, there's certain medicines I wasn't going to try touching, but I did. I got to the point where, let me take some Tums when this occurred, but it still would happen. A week later, it would happen again. Or, what's the other one? Pepto-Bismol or something like that. So when but again, I mean, that wasn't, that's only helping that symptom. It's not, helping the issue, the root, what is causing this. That's what I'm more focused on. What is causing this to keep doing this? And so the Pepto and the Tums and all that was temporary relief things. So I go another week, and my wife, we were getting ready to go on a trip. I think it was like Georgia or Florida or somewhere. We're gonna go for a trip for a week. And my wife said, and I told her before she said this, I said, if I don't get better by the time I come back, I will go see the doctor. Okay, I was like, I made that decision. Like that, this has gone on long enough, too long. My wife has said, there was a situation with our son, had some stomach issues and whatnot, a few months prior. And he was at a daycare. One of the daycare teachers had suggested giving an allergy pill. And I don't know if we had heard that before, giving an allergy pill for stomach issues, but she had mentioned how, I don't know how it helped or just helped, and maybe there's some drippage or something, which I'd always kind of wondered that myself anyways. But when she had mentioned it, my wife has said, have you tried taking an allergy pill? That's the one thing you really haven't done. You've done, I've done all this journaling and logging in information and everything. But that's the one thing I haven't done that I had normally kind of done. But I didn't have any of the other symptoms. That's the thing. That's why I didn't take it. I didn't have the sneezing, the itchy eyes, the runny nose, the itchy throat. None of those were present. But the stomach thing, that's reoccurring every 6 to 7, maybe 5 to 6 days. Every 5 to 6 days, and then the windows seem to kind of get shorter, I guess. Maybe 4 to 5 or 3 to 5 days after this. Going into the 6th, 7th, and the 8th week. So that was the one thing I didn't try, and I told her, you know what? I didn't try that yet. I said I'll go ahead and try that. And like I said right before I took the, right before she told me that, I said I was going to go see the doctor and everything if this didn't clear up. But what before we even get on our trip, I didn't have a problem. I mean, it was instantly like I could feel better from the allergy pill, for my stomach. Now I'm going, this is wild, but this is also revealing to me because I know. Okay, so you just stop there for a second because I've found something that stopped it, but that's besides the point. Okay, now it reveals to me because if I had gone to the doctor, would they have said anything about allergies? I know they wouldn't have. They would have been trying to figure out what's going on in your stomach, taking x-rays and whatnot, put you on antacids, send you on your way home, come back in a week, go through some more puzzle, looks and results, put you on more tests, sent you on your way, and the cycle repeats. But here, because of an allergy pill, now was it really the allergy pill that solved the issue? Well, not really. I mean, that stopped it for that moment, but the issue or the cause of it has to be that drainage was with allergy pill is there to stop the drainage, antihistamine, and that drainage, instead of going out my nose like it normally does, had to be dripping, finding its way in my stomach to cause me this nauseous feeling. So probably when I went to the bathroom or whatever, I'd start feeling better, and then a week goes by, and then that buildup is probably what it took, for 3 to 5 days for that buildup to build up so much before you start getting that really bad cruddy feeling. And that's how my allergies were for that year, just all in the stomach. So I took a whole nother level. Like I said before, I never was convinced that taking antibiotics and all this other stuff, junk, even though I grew up in the hospital on a regular basis. But then that was more revealing to me more than ever. At that time, that was going to another level with my belief on this traditional medicine or these medical practices that we so hold dear and tight to us, or a lot of us do anyways. I mean, every little thing, you get a cut, you get this, get that. It's like, go to the doctor, go to the doctor, go to the doctor. And I'm not saying that everything in our medical practice is bad or suspect or questionable. I'm just going off of my personal experience here and personal story, and so if we can, I've gotten in conversations with a couple people, and over the years they said, yeah, we need to tell more people about this. We need to we need to let people know. Like a lot of people are starting to, and you see online and stuff, a lot of people getting into the holistic way of healing, the eating right, and those kinds of things. And so during up until this time, this is my mid-20s or whatnot, I didn't have the best of diets. I ate crap. I have a big sweet tooth. I'll go into that another story another day. That's a story for another day. But on this particular thing, it just revealed something about our medical system and how I would have been on that wheel, hamster wheel, coming back, revolving door, and that really opened my eyes. And it seems so prevalent as I see more and more each and every day. We fix, and over since that time, I have seen other things, in which I'll go into again another day. But I've seen other things where we're putting a Band-Aid. We have a knee problem or a bruise or something going on with our foot, and we look directly at the foot, but that root cause is coming somewhere else. And I believe that somewhere else, at least, has been opening my eyes, revealed to me is You know, a lot of stuff, a lot of time, a lot of what we put in our bodies. You know, what we're putting in our stomach, and I'm just very, I guess, upset at that. We're always worried about putting, you know, a band-aid in fixing a symptom instead of, you know, fixing the root issue, root problem. You know, I've researched people that have said they've been in the, you know, been a doctor. They licensed, you know, I've heard people that are doctors, you know, get out of the profession or go into going on personal practice because they've seen that what traditional medical practice and medicine hasn't been working, so they got out of it, did their own practice, and started fixing with a good diet, good health, you know. So I just want to mention that story. I did learn, and it was revealed to me that, you know, is there even such a, you know, it kind of opened my eyes to what I believe of colds and allergies and a lot of the things that we're dealing with on a regular, you know, yearly basis. Is there even? I just like my questions in my head was like, okay, you mean to tell me that, you know, we have these trained people that take, you know, trained people in all these years of existence too, and you mean to tell me that outside of one daycare teacher giving me the suggestion to take an allergy pill for my stomach, that we didn't already know this? Or are we, you know, do we not know? My question, do we not know this? Is this not able to be studied and seen? Are we hiding it, you know? Or are we just that dumb, you know? I don't think we're just that dumb. It just seems to me like maybe we're hiding some things from, you know, that's what you know, at the bottom line, that's what it, you know, I want to say, come down and say is that I think we're hiding things. You know, it's like we have trained people. No one's ever suggested, well, we need you know, you got this drainage, right? No one else knows that. So very, you know, very eye-opening for that. And then I'll go into, like I said, some other things with, you know, it all points down to doing a better job of what we put in our bodies. And when we put in our bodies, what I've learned over the years and since that time is even the allergies and these other ailments, whether it's food allergies, seasonal allergies, people have, you know, noticed how my seasonal allergies have gotten a lot better. Well, I've changed my eating. I've kept in more tune with my body. I don't eat the junk and sweets like I used to, and I still eat, you know, and I stay on a stricter regimen and diet, and so I just want to share that with you guys. Maybe you have a similar experience or similar, you know, maybe belief in things and want to talk about things more. Feel free to comment or DM me or whatever, or just keep listening. But yeah, I'll share a couple more things, a couple more stories over the next, you know, days or weeks or whatnot, and we'll go from there. But and if you're just, you know, jumping in for the first time or getting a little, you know, view, understanding where I'm coming from with things, you know, feel free to jump in our you know, group for fitness challenges and things like that. You're more than welcome to do that as well. But either way, just you know, DM me or comment if you want to talk more about these things. Love talking about it. Love helping, you know, other people. And you know, it's time to get the word out there. From my end, anyway. I know other people are starting to get the word out there with their experiences, but it's time. It's time for, you know, if you have a truth that you feel is true, it's time to get that word out there. So that's one of my experiences and beliefs, or helped me to establish the belief I have to this current day. So that's what I have. You guys have a good rest of your day. Talk to you till the next time. Peace.